Now I gotta get recalibrated. I'm sure there's something else y'all could be doing today. You sure? People driving in or something? Okay. Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you to everyone joining us, our media partners for joining us, and those of you joining us on social media, for those of you who are watching our stream this morning. If you have questions you would like to ask, feel free to put those questions in the comments on the City of Savannah's Facebook or Instagram streams, as well as my own, Mayor Johnson SAV on Facebook and Instagram, and we will field those after our media partners that are here in the room. Obviously, the weather is beautiful in the greatest city on earth. I am quite excited because it is homecoming week for the Savannah State University. It reminds me of just how old I am. But it is a weekend or a day and a half or so where I get to be young and I get to live out all of my unfulfilled fantasies just for a day or two. And then I realize I have to go sit down somewhere. But it's always a great time in our city to have alumni from near and far to be able to come and to gather to celebrate Georgia's oldest public historically black college and university, and certainly a university has become synonymous with the city. Savannah State is Savannah's university, and so I look forward to not only that, but our community being involved. There is a parade on Saturday that is well attended, and we look forward to that as well. Also really excited, as many of you have heard, that Hyundai has given Savannah State its largest gift in its history, $5 million that will ultimately be going toward now the Hyundai College of Education at Savannah State University. I'm very excited about this because when Hyundai first started approaching us about ways they can make a difference in our community, I did, and many others said, something substantial and significant to Savannah State University. And so certainly kudos to Dr. Worrell and the Savannah State, the Board of Regents, who ultimately had to approve the gift and the naming and helping to make that happen. And thank you to Hyundai for that investment, and hopefully it'll be the first of many, many more to come. We know that corporate donations are often necessary, and being able to make those major moves in local communities, particularly insofar as nonprofits and educational institutions are concerned. So go SSU. Temperature outside is dropping a little bit. The days are getting shorter. Open enrollment is here, and I'm in the middle of getting my annual health appointments. And because the weather is changing, time is changing, the flu season is quickly approaching. As we know, the flu season typically peaks between December and February of each year. According to the Georgia Department of Health, now is really the ideal time to get vaccinated. It takes a couple of weeks for the shot to build your immunity, so it's always advised to get vaccinated before the season starts. Vaccination against the flu is particularly important for those at high-risk complications, including adults over 65, children younger than 5, pregnant women, people with weakened immune systems, or other chronic health conditions. I don't have any of those things, but I'm around a lot of folks in my face, and I'm around a lot of kids, and kids carry a bunch of stuff. So every year I've gotten the flu shot because I don't want the flu. And if I get the flu, which I could get it, I may not have the worst of the symptoms. So I encourage everyone to get a flu vaccine this season. Protect yourself, you protect your family, and certainly protect your friends. Our friends at the Chatham County Health Department will be offering a drive-through flu shot clinic on Halloween this year, and that is not a trick or a treat. A drive-through flu shot clinic. Health department literally will be in the parking lot of Memorial Stadium on John J. Scott Drive from 9 to 1, offering free FREE flu shots. No appointment is necessary, and you don't have to leave your car. You just drive up. If you're 6 months and older, including high-dose vaccines for those that are 65 and older, health insurance plans are accepted. No-cost options for individuals without health insurance is also available. You literally just drive up, and they pop you, and you keep on going about your day. Flu vaccinations are also available at the Chatham County Health Department every day during regular clinic hours by appointment. So for more information, you can visit coastalhealthdistrict.org, coastalhealthdistrict.org/flu, FLU. And much to my chagrin, and sometimes you take things for the team, and this is for the team. Y'all, many of y'all know I do not like shots. I don't like needles, and none of that stuff. But we have some lovely women in blue and some in black from DPH, and they are here, Melissa Watts, Dr. Sierra Peebles, and nurse Melissa Stetler, and they are going to help me lead by example. This is not fun. This is the least favorite part of being the mayor of the greatest city on earth. And so if y'all got other stuff to do after this, y'all go. But I need to go ahead and get my flu shot, and I'm going to do it publicly. So I'm shaking even as I say it. I'm going to do it publicly. I'm going to get it right here, right now, live on TV. So if I could do it live, and y'all know I don't like needles, you could do it in your car or in a clinic or with your doctor. And again, if y'all got other places y'all got to go ahead and go. It's really all right. Seriously, for real. We're also literally in the mix of approaching the longest government shutdown in history. And unfortunately, our residents and people are affected every single day because our folks in D.C. can't get their stuff together. I believe that there is a way that you can run the government, open the government, and be able to create a situation by which folks' healthcare premiums are protected. There is middle ground. Does not have to be a this or that scenario. It could be this and that. But in the meantime, and some of you might ask, we are starting to feel some of the effects because I'm looking into the faces of people who I know who are saying that, I've worked for 2 weeks and I don't have a paycheck. We've been working with our nonprofit partners, certainly our food banks, our United Way, to make sure that we are addressing where we can to help people where they have need. And so if you have need, you can always call United Way at 211 for their referral service. And again, we have some assets here to be able to help people. Our Second Harvest Food Bank is an excellent source of food to help people get through this time. It's certainly through no fault of anybody's here of their own, but this is something that unfortunately people are dealing with. And then you're talking, again, unfortunately, with the issues that folks are dealing with. It's not right, it's not fair. Again, your bills don't care that the government is shut down. If you got to eat, you got to eat. If your bills are due, your bills are due. So again, we just continue to hope, pray, and insist that our federal government, our Congress, finds a way to work it out, get our government open, protect healthcare, get people back to work. So So I wanted to also announce that October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And so this Thursday is 6:45 p.m. I want you to join me and our partners at the Telfair Mammography Fund and St. Joseph's Candler. We will flip the switch and we will turn City Hall pink in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. We're proud to join with our partners at St. Joseph's Candler as they team up with Tina Ty Shaw and WSAV News 3 and the Savannah Morning News to paint the town pink this Thursday. Our City Hall will remain illuminated in pink through Monday, October the 27th. Paint the Town Pink is an annual campaign to raise funds for the St. Joe's Telfair Mammography Fund, which provides no-cost breast health services to those that are uninsured and to underinsured individuals. These services can include screenings and diagnostic mammograms, breast ultrasounds, MRIs, and image-guided breast biopsies. 1 in 8 women in the United States will be diagnosed with breast cancer during her lifetime. And the National Breast Cancer Foundation estimates that in 2025, over 300,000 women and nearly 3,000 men will be diagnosed with invasive breast cancer. We know that early detection can save lives, period. And when caught in the earliest localized stage, the 5-year survival rate for breast cancer is 99%. We know because there are over 4 million breast cancer survivors in the United States. So as you see our city turns from green to pink this week, I'm urging everyone to get screened or ask your doctor about any possible signs or symptoms. We know that early detection saves lives. And early voting in Chatham County has begun for the November 4th election. And so while they say this is an off-year election and it's not as spicy as regular elections are, it has severe consequences and opportunities. So while some in some surrounding municipalities in the county have city councils on the ballot, most of Savannah residents will vote on a few things. 1, a statewide election for the Public Service Commission, or PSC, a countywide vote on the Special Purpose Local Option Sales Tax, or SPLOST, and a countywide referendum on the Chatham County Schools Tax Relief Act. And I encourage you to seek out information on all of these items and those running for elected office. You can find your sample ballot via the State of Georgia's My Voter page at mvp.sos.ga.gov, mvp.sos.ga.gov. The Public Service Commission is probably the most powerful board in the state of Georgia, but the one that's not talked about. They are the board that regulates utilities and utility rates. And so when folks call us about various issues that they're experiencing, I mean, it's not the City of Savannah, it's the PSC. So I think folks need to do their research on the candidates and understand what the Public Service Commission does before casting their vote. And objectively speaking, the Special Purpose Local Option Sales Tax is undoubtedly one of the greatest community development tools in the history of municipal government. We have had this 1 penny sales tax for 40 years. In 1985 was SPLOST 1, and it is responsible for billions of dollars of infrastructure upgrades in Chatham County, probably at least $600 million in Savannah alone. What's best about it is that 40% of the revenue it generated is this penny tax that's paid by visitors to the city of Savannah. But the 100% of the infrastructure built from these funds is used by our residents of Savannah and Chatham County. So if passed, SPLOST 8 will fund critical capital improvements in our community. As many of you know, I have cheerleaded the expansion of Highlands and Benton Boulevard, certainly the long-awaited President Street overpass. SPLOST is used for capital things. I was engaging with some folks on social media because, yeah, I'm not voting for it. Okay, well, fine. I mean, there's only two ways that governments are able to fund stuff, through taxes or through fees. So the city of Savannah, and I can't speak for anybody else, we've reduced your property taxes again this year to the lowest rate that it's been since 1987. We are able to do that because we've been able to use SPLOST to build the big stuff. If we don't have SPLOST to build the big stuff, then we have to go back to taxes and fees. And I'm hoping that we don't have to do that for property taxes, because we know 100% of property taxes are paid for by property owners. I would much rather have 40% paid for by folks visiting us than our residents paying 100% of it. So to learn more about what SPLOST will fund, to see how past SPLOST dollars have been a benefit to this community, and to see the full list of projects. We have to advertise the list of projects. You can visit savannahga.gov/SPLOST, SPLOST, savannahga.gov/SPLOST. And you can vote early. Mosquito control at 65 Billy B. Hare Drive, the Islands Live Oak Library at 50 Johnny Mercer Boulevard, the Southwest Live Oak Library at 14097 Abercorn Street, the Voter Registration Annex at 1249 Eisenhower Drive, Pooler City Hall at 100 US Highway 80 Southwest. And I encourage everyone to visit elections.chathamcountyga.gov, elections.chathamcountyga.gov, to find out where your polling location is this year. There have been changes made and new locations added, so make sure you know where to go on November the 4th. Now, if you vote early, you can go to any of those locations regardless of where you live. So for early voting, you can go, we can vote anywhere. I voted yesterday at the Eisenhower location, and no joke, it took me 8 minutes to walk in the door, register, cast my vote, say hello to about 10 people, got 2 hugs, and I was out the door. 8 minutes. It was quick, it was easy, it was painless, but it was so necessary. So while you're voting early, the city will be hosting another plethora of events that you could take part in. Today is actually Food Truck Thursday. And so our official Department of Fun, our Recreation and Leisure Services Department, will be hosting the second of 3 Food Truck Tuesday events at 11 o'clock. That's about 30 minutes from now. You can stop by Daffin Park to pick up lunch. This week we'll have the Backyard Grill, Sweet Spice, and Popcorn Geeks in Daffin Park until 2:00 p.m. And if you missed today, you can make sure to check out our 3rd and final Food Truck Tuesday event on November the 18th. So we're looking forward to checking out our food trucks. Last week also, the city put out a call for submissions for the second phase of the Storm Drain Art Project. This educational project aims to bring attention to our waterways, help reduce pollution, and protect our local ecosystems through installed art. So the city is looking for local artists to be creative and paint original pieces on 14 storm drains located on Savannah's east side. And so each of these drains flow into the Savannah River watershed. The final phase of this project focuses on drains that flow into the Geechee River watershed. We are welcoming artists of all backgrounds, all abilities to apply. Applicants must reside in Chatham County. You must be 18 years of age. And tonight, the city's Cultural Resources, Water Resources Departments will be hosting a virtual information session on this project at 6:00 p.m. So anyone interested in the project, visit savannahga.gov savannahga.gov/storm drain art. savannahga.gov/storm drain art. Also, we know that coming up soon, District 3 Alderwoman Linda Wilder Bryan will be hosting a special Innovate With Us event at the Savannah Entrepreneur Center in partnership with the city's innovation team. Josh, we need to know that date. But we invite residents to a discussion and brainstorming session to address solutions that impact daily life. And this is a great opportunity for the community at large to engage with staff and bring the innovation team and ideas to the table. So seating for the event is limited and registration is required. To register, visit savannahga.gov/innovate with us. savannahga.gov/innovate with us. What's the date on that, Josh? Tomorrow. It is tomorrow, okay. Thank you. So tomorrow is the 22nd, October 22nd. We want you to participate with us. We want you to innovate with us. Also coming up, as you are aware, the demolition of the Martin Luther King Arena at the Savannah Civic Site is imminent and scheduled to begin early next year. City staff and our consultants are currently working on a comprehensive economic and land use study to evaluate development options for the site. We've made it clear in our decision last year that we must prioritize affordable housing and community uses, and we must preserve the historic character of the area to the extent that we can. So next week, we will be hosting 2 opportunities for the public to weigh in on the future of the site. On next Tuesday, a week from today, we will invite everyone to an open house at 5 p.m. in the ballroom of the said Civic Center. Staff will hold a second open house in the ballroom on Wednesday, October the 29th at 10 a.m. And so these events are simply a chance for residents to drop in, speak with staff and our consultant team, and provide input on potential scenarios for the future development of the site. We're asking for input. So you fussing on Facebook doesn't mean as much as you showing up and engaging with us. Each session will have a presentation and provide a chance for the community to learn what the findings are from the economic and land use study so far. And so to learn more about the redevelopment of the Savannah Civic Center site, you can visit savannahga.gov/future of Civic Center. savannahga.gov/future of Civic Center. Also, it's getting close to Halloween and it's fast approaching, and the city will be all hands on deck engaged this year. First on, our Department of Fun will be hosting their annual Trunk or Treat event on this Friday, October the 24th at Grayson Stadium from 5 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. The Trunk or Treat event will feature decorated trucks filled with candy, food trucks, a haunted house, face painting, costume contest, a live DJ, and maybe the health department giving out shots. I don't know. But at the same time, in Daffin Park, the city will host the Halloween event for our 4-legged fur babies. Local pet vendors and adoption agencies will be on hand for a fun time. And then next Thursday, October the 30th, Savannah Police's Savannah Impact Program will host a Trunk or Treat event at 6 p.m. at their headquarters on Waters Avenue. SIP will have food vendors, community organizations, and decorated trunks with treats. On Halloween night, the last Friday of the month, the Water Reclamation Department will host the 5th annual Trunk or Treat at 6 p.m. at the President Street Water Reclamation Plant. And the Savannah Police Department will host their annual Blue Light Fright Night at 5:30 p.m. at Central Precinct on MLK. That is always a fun time. The Blue Light Fright Night will feature a haunted house and 13 candy stations. So we're giving out a bunch of sugar with pre-filled bags ready for those with strollers or wheelchairs. The Savannah Police Department has partnered with Crime Stoppers the Old Savannah City Mission, and Bay Street Blues for the annual Fright Night. All of these events are free and open to the public, and we invite you to join us. This Thursday, we also have another event that's totally free for you to be engaged in, and we're not giving out candy, but we are hosting our second regular meeting of the October right here in City Hall. We'll kick off our day at 11 a.m. with a busy workshop agenda. Staff will be presenting to council a presentation about equity framework. We'll have an overview of the construction manager at risk programming and an update on the urban camping ordinance. We will open our meeting at 2 p.m. With a proclamation recognizing November the 2nd as Georgia Retired Educators Day. We'll have an appearance from the Veterans Council of Chatham County to introduce the 2025 Veterans Day Parade Grand Marshal and to receive the Veterans Day Parade Permit. And of course, the Savannah State University will be in the house as well as they will talk about their homecoming activities and receive their permit for the 2025 Homecoming Parade. Following the presentations, we have a 45-item agenda. Interestingly enough, we have no alcohol license hearings and no zoning hearings this week. Yay. And so on the ordinances, we'll consider approval of an amendment to the unlawful discrimination ordinance. This proposed amendment will remove an existing $50 filing fee associated with the submission of discrimination complaints, which we think may have a chilling effect from people actually filing it. We'll have 17 items on our purchasing agenda, ranging from sidewalk repair to water, sewer, stormwater infrastructure, repairs, and holiday decorations. We have 2 agreements, including a new water sewer agreement on Hutchinson Island and an intergovernmental agreement with the county for a wide canal maintenance program. Under miscellaneous, council will take up approval of a new major subdivision at Camden Crossing and Cottage Row. To find the full agenda for Thursday's workshop and council meeting, visit savannahga.gov/agenda. savannahga.gov/agenda. And you can watch both meetings live on the city's official Facebook page, YouTube channel, of course, my website, my Facebook and Instagram, on our award-winning SGTV Comcast Channel 8. And we would love to have you here in chambers with us. Either way, we hope that you will tune in and stay informed. And finally this morning, and this is going to sound a little strange, it is football season, arguably the best time of the year. And I'll make a proclamation that the city of Savannah is a championship program. Someone says that we're the second half Georgia Bulldogs, that we could beat you on the road or between the hedges. But in every poll, we are in the top 10 of the best cities in the world. We could beat you on home turf. We could watch you go down. We are champions for the people. We got rings for our residents. We host trophies. We are the undefeated Ohio State Buckeyes, the undefeated Indiana Hoosiers. We're atop the leaderboard. And some folks may say, like the Detroit Lions or Philadelphia Eagles, you can't count us out. We are fighters. We win divisional battles. We come from behind. We are second half champions. Somebody say that we win on Monday nights. We win on Thursday nights. We got 5-star recruits, and we got top draft picks at every single position. And we have great superstars waiting in our D leagues, ready to make it to prime time. And in early November, I am going to blow the whistle, and we're going to put on a halftime show that no one will protest. I'm going to brag a little bit, and I'm going to be really frank about a fair assessment of our city during our halftime. This is halftime during this administration, halftime during my term, and I'm going to tell you about the great things our city council and public servants are doing every single day to win this game called life. And so I invite everyone to join me for the annual State of the City address on November the 5th at 6:30 p.m. in the Ben Tucker Theater at the Otis S. Johnson Cultural Arts Center. That's November the 5th, 6:30 p.m. in the Ben Tucker Theater at the Otis S. Johnson Cultural Arts Center. Stay tuned, enjoy your commercial breaks, get your grill going, because we're gonna run out the tunnel and it is go time in the greatest city on earth, Savannah, Georgia. And so that concludes my prepared remarks. Again, if you are joining us on social media, you have questions, please add those to the comments. In our live stream on Facebook, Instagram, we will get to those after our media partners, and then we'll let y'all leave the room, and I'll have some business if y'all really have to go, I understand. We can schedule it for another time, but we'll go ahead and start with our media partners. Adam? Good morning.
Forgo getting a certificate of appropriateness from the commission for the proposed office development on Park and Whitaker. I'm curious if you support that move. Residents have raised concern about that project and forgoing part of the public process. Just want your thoughts.
I think we've had from the MPC, from the council, I think that we've had substantial opportunities for community input. I submit that much more public input is not going to change anybody's minds one way or another. The city reserves the right to be able to use the exemption when we feel it's necessary. Again, I think that we've had documented opportunities for individuals to come before us, before other public entities. And again, I'm not sure that much more public input is going to, I think it will end up where we are right now. We think that we need Class A office space. We're clear about that. We're also clear that we need parking opportunities on that side of town. The residents in that area complain about people parking in front of their homes and that they have to walk blocks in order to park. I think, this is part of the hard push to be able to address some of the challenges that our residents have felt. So, I think it was is prudent considering. I think sometimes you engage beyond if you believe that somehow or another there'll be testimony that might move it. Again, I think that if you look at the extensive public input we've had, I think people are pretty much set on where they are. I think at the end of this process, and another long hearing at the end of the day, I think the city is pretty clear that this is something that we want to do.
Is there any concern that using an exemption and a really high-profile development like this could set a precedent for this continuing into the future in that public process?
No, I think I've been here for a long time, 22 years. Probably count my fingers the number of times. I think we use it gingerly. We use it when the conditions allow it to do it. And I think, again, I don't believe there will be a substantial change other than another opportunity for people to express the concerns or the support that they've already publicly expressed. I think it's been well documented. We have letters, we have emails, we have phone calls, we have testimony. And so I think it's just restating that it's already been stated. So again, I would not have thought to pursue that route, but we do have that within our arsenal. And so that's where, that's kind of where we are. And again, I don't think that, the historic Board of Reviews consideration of it will change anywhere. I think it just adds more bureaucracy. And part of the complaint sometimes is that we have too much bureaucracy. that we have too many boards, that we have too many opportunities for projects to be slowed down. And so, again, I'm not opposed to city manager's recommendation.
Last question. Saw that the update on the urban camping ordinance is on the workshop agenda, which is something you requested when you supported it. Curious, what are you looking for in terms of data and input? Have you heard anything from the community about how it's being enforced?
Not a lot. I think that my concern still, and it has not really been addressed, about property, about the property of those who are being removed. And I'm still not very comfortable that those possessions of people, we might consider it trash, but I'm not sure or comfortable that they are being properly secured, during this process. So I'll be waiting to hear more about the findings. Yeah, nothing? Okay, you just hiding today? Okay. All right.
Good morning, Mr. Mayor. Lisa Masaka with WJCL.
Yes.
You mentioned supporting those impacted by the government shutdown locally.
Mm-hmm.
Have you been in contact with state officials or leaders in Washington to advocate for Savannah's needs or push for a resolution?
I have been in contact with some federal partners. Again, as you know, that hopefully we can work out our issues and get to something where we're able to achieve both. I certainly understand why there are some who, when they were going through this in April, said, we'll get to it. Well, November is here, the end of the year is here. There's an expiration date that is on the table. And we've heard from a lot of people who are concerned about their health care premiums and the consequences of letting those protections expire. So, yes, we've been in contact with them. We want them to get to some consensus, but you can't do it if you're not meeting. If you're just getting out and voting, I imagine it's hopefully some courageous folks sit in the room. I think you can come to some consensus. We're going to open the government and we're going to extend those protections for a year or whatever it is to provide those opportunities to be able to continue to talk.
The Savannah Pride Center recently lost 30,000 sponsorships. How is the city responding?
The Savannah Pride Center is a private, nonprofit organization. I mean, a lot of folks, include the city of Savannah, we lost $30 million. The tides have changed. Elections have consequences. And so you have seen a tidal wave change in how people are addressing issues of nonprofits. Not just the Pride Center, but everywhere. The United Way has a huge annual federal campaign that helps fund the local United Way. Well, the federal government is closed. So I doubt that the federal campaign will even happen this year, which means that the United Way locally here at the Coastal Empire is going to be dramatically affected, which means the nonprofits that the United Way serves are going to be affected. So, I mean, this is part of the pain that we're all experiencing. I have certainly spoken to nonprofits, not the Pride Center, but other nonprofits. You have to find alternative funding sources. You have to find additional benefactors. With every crisis comes some opportunity to be able to find new partners. And so I hope that they will be able to do that. Thank you.
Good morning, Mayor.
Good morning.
Sarah Smith with WSAB. Just wanted to ask about the Motel 6 shooting last night. We were there. One man was injured. Just wanted to ask if you had any comment on that. A couple of people, on Facebook were commenting that they feel like that area isn't safe and they see some police activity in that area often. Anything you'd like to say about it?
Again, I think our challenge is that there's a difference between residences and hotels. And so remember we had a homicide occur literally right around the corner. Was that on Eisenhower last week? These hotels, attract sometimes people who are not always interested in lodging. And so, our police department is looking at that, certainly looking at if there's a trend and those things as a nuisance property, or what does that look like? So you have to look at the data. So I think it's too early for us to make any assessments regarding that. All right, thank you.
Can you tell us where the city is with potentially demolishing Yamacraw Village? And is this a process that people can expect to start soon?
The city is not demolishing Yamacraw Village. The city does not own Yamacraw Village. The Yamacraw Village is owned by the Housing Authority of Savannah as an extension of the United States Department of Housing and Urban Development. So we are not in the demolishing business. We have nothing to do with that. However, I think it's important to note that the Yamacraw Village is a significant property in our city for a variety of reasons. Initially, I believe it was 315 units that were built about 70 years ago. Right now, it's only about 99 families left in an area that once housed 315 families. Most of the units are excessively blighted, are boarded up. It is important to me to get this demolition started quickly. But it's also important to me that we're making very, very clear that the Yamacraw Village, the land that it sits on, should be for housing that is mostly affordable and somewhat deeply affordable. It is public housing, and I believe that the highest and best use for that property is housing. And I think we have to make it very clear that that those individuals who are there now are relocated, and that they have the opportunity to requalify to come back when it's built. I think it's important that we're able to redevelop it in a way that fits 2025 standards, to include wider streets, bigger apartments, including density, opportunities for retail, to create parking over there, better playgrounds, amenities that would be more suitable, protecting the First Bryan Baptist Church that is there, and also widening the canal in the back, the Springfield Canal, to help with drainage. So it's a very significant property, and I met with the Housing Authority yesterday. We need to get this project going.
You mentioned the families that live there. For people that have concerns about history preservation or where those families will go, because it is like 90-something units still being occupied, what's your message to them?
Well, I think they've already been contacted with the Housing Authority. The Housing Authority has assured me every single family there has been assigned their own resource person to help specifically with relocation. They're 98% effective in helping to relocate. Again, we have different units around the city to relocate them to those areas and to assist them in being able to do so. Obviously they can't live there while it's being demolished. And then I think that, provided once it's completed, that if those families want to come back, that they're given the first opportunity to requalify and come back to be there. I think that's very clear, and in my mind, that's really non-negotiable.
And my last question, do you have an update about what will be done at the Forsyth office building and garage site?
Nothing more than spoke to moving forward on this process and being able to get it done. Again, I think the challenge is a couple of things, is that no one likes change, but there are some realities that we have to be able to face. I rode by the other day and saw that the former Sidney A. Jones Funeral Home has been knocked down. This was a funeral home that was legendary, but really it was two buildings that were fused together. Certainly not a contributing property in that way. but we have other needs. So we have needs for Class A office space, and we know we have needs for parking. I mean, it's interesting to me that people, even around there, always complain about the parking. They complain that when we have big events there, that people park in front of their houses. Well, come tow them because they're in front of my house. Well, no, they can park there. I mean, until we either create more parking or more parking opportunities, then that's what ends up happening. So in this, we're able to not only get the Class A office space, we're also able to create a situation where we're able to get parking that's underground, which doesn't mess with the aesthetics of the neighborhood. But now we have a place for people to go so that they're not in front of people's houses. And then they could park there, they could shuttle downtown, which I think helps relieve several problems that are happening there. So, I mean, I can understand, nobody really likes change, but I think we have been out here dealing with this for quite some time.
Follow-up question.
Sure.
Okay. Regarding that project, do you have any concerns with flooding? A lot of people have mentioned that. I mean, I haven't looked at the maps, but a lot of people have mentioned that this is a flood zone. I mean, all of Savannah is.
All of
Savannah is, but they
Yeah.
specifically said that this area is very prone to it.
Well, I think that also because we're doing construction, I think you have the opportunity to help alleviate some of that in the construction. So in a way, the benefit is that if you leave it alone and do nothing, then it's going to continue to flood. I think this creates an opportunity to be able to address some of the flooding, to improve some of the stormwater movements in that area. And I think that is the opportunity. And I would hope that we look at that as an opportunity to be able to address it. Anything else? Anything? All right, well, it's 11 o'clock. I know you got places to go, things to do, people to see. I got to see Adam. So y'all have a good one. Am I still doing this?
I'll be happy to wait and watch.
So where am I doing this at? So I do need somebody to do because I need a still picture. Why did you come today if you had no questions? No, it's 3 questions per person. Now if you come, we gonna ask you questions. You sure you don't have no questions you want to ask me right now?
Do you want to answer one?
I need to answer.
You're really eager.
He needs something to take his mind off.
I see the needle. I saw it.
That's how he distracts people himself. He's close to his job.
So, Mr. Mayor, you told me last week about your ties. What about your suit jackets? Where do we get those?
Goodwill, Walmart,
Goodwill, Walmart.
gifts,
Anywhere you can.
anywhere I can. I do not want to do this. I have never, ever. You can't just do it through jacket. Hurts worse. What's that? For what? See me scream?
Right in my face.
I'm so sorry.
So you want to take my spot here? No?
She's gonna take our front row. She's gonna take our front row seat.
Tell them to get lost.
And did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mayor, can you scoot up some?
I won't be able to use my arm.
Can you scoot your chair up some? No, go back to where you were. Scoot up. Yeah. Thank you. Wait.
I'm not giving it down, I'm just getting it ready.
Oh, put the needle down. Put it down.
Wait.
I'm just wiping my arm off right
What was your question?
Is everybody ready now?
Wait.
Everybody put the back.
Wipe it again. Hit another one.
Get it up. Oh, you just put
I
that
need to put it down though. I really don't like it. I really don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. And I don't like the smell of alcohol.
So I'm getting a new one so you can smell smell.
So how much do you know? How much shot is that?
It's 1.5.
Look, it's more than last year.
Yeah, have an extra. It's just 0.5, same as everybody else. Same as a 6-month-old.
You have 6 months old? In car? All right, let's do this. Well, hold up, one more time. All right.
Take a deep breath.
Wait a minute, hold up, hold up. It hurts. It hurts. It hurts.
There you go. You're all done.
Yay!
You okay over there?
Now I like needles.
Remember to move your arm or fall off.
Okay, towel on.
I can't feel my arm.
We'll move it forward.